Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something vital for any organization, but especially, engineering management, communication.
Exactly. And we're looking at Roberta Medina's work, Communication in Engineering Management. It's packed with insights.
Our goal here is pretty simple. Pull out the key ideas, the practical stuff you can actually use about how communication really drives things forward.
Or how poor communication can stop things dead in their tracks. Medina makes that clear right away.
He really does. He talks about it being this mix of human interaction and, well, the systems we use.
Yeah, and he grounds it in behavioral science, too, how people actually work, how they communicate effectively. He's got that quote,
If communication is ineffective, trouble may be forthcoming. Simple, but says it all.
Totally. It sets the stage. Communication isn't just nice to have, it's foundational.
Okay, so let's break down the core functions he identifies. There are four main ones. First is information.
Right. Just getting people the data they need for decisions. Think like equipment instructions or specs. Clear facts.
Then motivation.
Yeah.
Getting buy-in, commitment to the goals. You need good communication for that.
Absolutely. Inspiring the team, showing them the why. Then there's control.
Which sounds a bit, strict.
Yeah.
But it's more about clarity, isn't it? Like policies, project plans, knowing who does what.
Precisely. Structure and clarity. And the last one is emotive. Addressing the human side, anxieties, feelings.
That's crucial. You can't just ignore the people aspect. So information, motivation, control, and emotive needs.
And they all interconnect. Good info can motivate, clear roles, reduce anxiety. It's a whole system.
Medina also maps out the communication process. It's like 8 steps. Starts with an idea.
Develop the idea, then encode it, transmit it, someone receives it.
Then they decode it, accept or reject it, maybe use it. And finally, there's feedback.
Phew. It sounds like a lot, but it highlights all the points where things can go wrong, like that Telefax sales report example he uses.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Well, imagine the idea is a sales figure. Encoding is typing it. Transmission is the fax machine. Receiving is getting the paper. Decoding is reading it.
And if the fax is blurry, or the number was typed wrong way back at the start.
Exactly. A glitch anywhere in that chain. And the final decision based on that report could be flawed. It shows how fragile the process can be.
Makes sense. And then there are the ways we communicate, verbal and nonverbal.
Yep. Oral, face-to-face, phone calls, where tone and body language matter so much.
And written emails, reports, letters. He even mentions enhancing written stuff with visuals or smells,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah, maybe more for marketing. But the point is using different channels. And then there's the huge area of nonverbal.
Body language, personal space, even like clothing choices or office layout. It all sends a message.
And often that nonverbal message is the one people trust more, right? If your words and body language don't match.
People notice.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, let's talk barriers. Things that block effective communication. Medina flags a few types.
Yeah, there are personal barriers, our own emotions, biases, maybe just not listening properly. We all do that sometimes.
True. Then physical barriers. Noise is a big one. Distance. Even bad timing.
Like trying to have a serious conversation next to a construction site, or that example of a loud jet drowning out a speech. The message just gets lost.
And the third type. Semantic barriers. This is about the meaning of words or symbols.
Right. Misinterpretations. He uses the example of how wise could be heard as salvage if the context isn't clear, or maybe the connection is bad. Words can be slippery.
So how do we get past these barriers? What are the solutions?
Well, feedback is key. Asking questions, checking understanding. Did you get that? What are your thoughts?
Makes sense. Don't just assume the message landed.
Yeah.
And using simpler language. Avoiding jargon where possible.
Definitely. And repeating the message, maybe using different channels, like follow up an important email with a quick chat.
Reinforcement. Yeah.
Okay,
shifting gears slightly. Organizational communication flows. How information moves around.
Medina talks about 3 main directions. Downward communication.
That's like leadership to teams. Policies, instructions, maybe in manuals or company-wide emails.
Exactly. Then there's upward communication. Feedback going the other way.
So employees to management. Things like reports, suggestions, maybe surveys, or an open door policy.
Yep. And finally, horizontal or lateral communication. Peer-to-peer.
Teams coordinating, sharing info, like through memos, meetings, even just informal chats.
And all 3 flows need to work well for the organization to be healthy. Blockages anywhere cause problems.
You need to have smooth flow up, down, and across. Now, one last piece. The Management Information System, or MIS.
Ah, yes, the MIS. It's basically an organized way to gather and process data to help with decision making.
So it's about providing the right info to the right people at the right time.
Pretty much. It can flag early warnings, automate some routine communication tasks, and give leaders the data for big strategic choices. It supports all those communication functions we talked about earlier.
So wrapping this up, the main takeaways seem to be communication is absolutely vital, not just for passing info, but for motivation, control, that emotive side too.
And you need to be really conscious of the whole process, how messages are sent, received, understood, and actively manage those potential barriers.
Plus, having good systems, like a well-functioning MIS, can make a huge difference in how information flows.
It's all interconnected. Effective communication, as Medina lays it out, is this mix of human skill, understanding the process, and using the right tools and systems.
So for everyone listening, maybe take a moment to think about your own work. Where do these communication elements, information, motivation, control, emotive needs show up?
And consider those flows downward, upward, horizontal. Which one feels like the biggest challenge or opportunity for improvement in your context right now?
Yeah, just being more aware of these dynamics, understanding the potential pitfalls and how to overcome them can really boost not just your own effectiveness, but the overall health of your team or organization. Something to think about.